I left the UK, finally, for a country that no one talks about. I didn't leave to go traveling or to find myself. I left because I felt like my life didn't belong to me anymore. I was surviving, barely. Every month I worked more and I had less to show for it. So I did what most people wouldn't do. I quit my job, I packed 2 suitcases and I left the UK. No job lined up, no backup plan, no safety net, and about £30,000, roughly $35,000 in debt. Why? Just belief. Belief that I could make more money and have a better life in a country that most people can't even find on a map. I've only been here for over a week, but I've spent less, lived better, and felt more alive than I have been in years. So this isn't a sabbatical, this isn't a gap year, this is the beginning of a life that finally feels like mine. So let me show you where I am, what it costs to live here, and what freedom actually looks like when you stop waiting and take the leap of faith. Last year, I hit a wall and I hit breaking point. I was waking up in the dark, commuting in the rain, sitting doing work that drained me, watching a screen all day, just to go home, eat, watch TV, sleep, and repeat. And when the weekends came around, I was too anxious to enjoy it. Mostly because I was in debt, and also I'm worried about retirement, even at 28, with everything going up in price. And the worst part about it is it started to feel normal. Like nothing felt like freedom. It felt like survival on autopilot. My grandma, she's 88 years old. She did everything right. She moved from Jamaica over to the UK during that Windrush period. But now, you know, she did a lot of work, but her pension doesn't really cover the cost of her assisted living, because how much that is. And if you have family members that are on assisted living, it's ridiculous. And yeah, she's kind of scared of running out of money. I don't want that for my life either. So, you know, that has an impact on me. But not just that, also another reason why I left was crime. Crime in the UK is rising. I didn't feel safe walking alone at night, nor does my grandma or any other person's grandma that I've spoken to. Where I am now, you see other older folk walking around peacefully through the parks after dark. In the UK, you barely see them outside at all in the night, especially in the cities. So yeah, where did it all go wrong? When did safety, freedom, and opportunity when did opportunity become a luxury? No matter how hard I worked, I felt stuck, so I made a decision. Not to take a break, not to go traveling, but to rebuild. I'm not getting a job out here. I'm not getting a job out here. There's no safety net, just belief and an online business that I'm building to sustain this lifestyle that I want. I didn't leave to escape the responsibility. I left to take full responsibility for my life. And yeah, I was scared. What if I failed? What if I hated it? But honestly, the thought of staying in the UK scared me even more. So you're probably desperate to know, where am I? Let me show you. I am in Skopje, North Macedonia, the birthplace of Alexander the Great, a place with a wild history, from the ancient Paeonian to the Roman Empire, to 500 years of the Ottoman rule, and then eventually became Yugoslavia to finally gain independence in 1991. And today it's yeah, quite peaceful. I would say overlooked. This is the main square, and in the middle of the day, it's not that busy. It's yeah, it's a lot of contrast. So you've got like the Roman-looking statues next to Brutalis buildings, and you won't be able to see them on this camera, but you've got like the mountains in the background, like surrounding the country, and yeah, cafes on every corner. It's really, really nice. I love it here, absolutely love it here so far. Again, it's only been a week, but it's got so much going for it. So yeah, funny thing about this place, Macedonia, is most people can't even find it on the map. And that's exactly why I came. I didn't want easy, I didn't want obvious, I wanted different. The kind of place where one day someone says, wait, you've actually lived in Macedonia, or North Macedonia. They don't really call it North Macedonia here. It's kind of like saying Great Britain, you just call it Britain, or, you know, United States of America, you don't really say that, you just say America. So it's the same here. I don't think they even like the North. A lot of controversy for it, but it's not that type of channel. But yeah, it's a kind of place where you've got a story to tell that no other person has told here, just because it's not a touristic kind of place, even though it should be, in my opinion. There's no TikTok hype, no beaches, there's no real digital nomads here that I know of, no influencers, and that's exactly why I came. I didn't need more distractions, I needed time to think. You know, it's a space to breathe, a place to build better life, and a place to actually build an online business. It's not perfect. I don't really speak the language. Well, I definitely don't speak the language. I only know about 2 words so far. I don't know anyone here. Some days are kind of lonely, you feel isolated. But what have I gained being here? Time, simplicity, perspective, but most of all, focus. This isn't my forever home. I'm only here for about a few months, but it's already shown me the truth. We don't have it better in the UK. We're just told that we do. So, what is it actually like living here? It's quiet, it's calm, it's slow, in the best way. I walk everywhere. If I wanted to, I could ride a bike or use an e-scooter, because everywhere's pretty much flat around here. But everything you need is pretty much nearby, especially where the place that I'm staying at, which I'll show in another video, don't worry. My rent is about £520 per month, roughly. That includes all the bills, so electricity, water, Wi-Fi. Yeah, that is less than what you'd pay for a single room in the UK for like a shared accommodation. Let me show you this little kind of pirate ship here. This is how I got over here to Macedonia. Only joking, only joking. But yeah, I don't know what this is here for. I think it might be like a little restaurant kind of thing, but yeah, I need to do a bit more research for that. But anyway, like I said, this isn't a channel for discovering cities, because that's not what I'm into. I enjoy looking at it, but history is not my thing. But yeah, here with the people, everyone's relaxed, like no one's rushing, no one's trying to prove anything. But, you know, with a top like this, which is quite bright, you're gonna get looks, put it that way. This is just like my natural style, but here people pretty much just wear black. I wore a pink top the other day, and yeah, I got looks like I was crazy. I don't think men really wear pink out here, but I don't know, maybe that was just me. I'm not sure, but yeah, it's like in the UK, everything felt like it was so quick. Slowing down felt like you were falling behind. Here, it finally feels like you can catch your breath and finally catch up with myself. The city is raw. There's a lot of graffiti everywhere, which I'm not a fan of, but it adds to the, I suppose, the story of it. It's yeah, it's definitely not Instagram pretty, but it's real, and it does grow on you. The food is fresh, it's kind of honest. I don't think they use much preservatives out here. A full meal out here in Skopje, capital North Macedonia, is per person maybe about £3 to £5 for a good sized kind of plate with meat on it and all that. So, you know, chicken. Yeah, tell me how much it would be in the UK where you are for, you know, like a chicken curry or whatever. Yeah, £5 max. You know, drinks, coffees, teas, Coke, £1 at a restaurant, not even just at the shops. So probably cheaper in the grocery store. Yeah, with food shopping and supermarkets, there's a little bit of a mixed bag. I think it's actually about the same price as what you actually spend in the UK. Maybe that's just me. Well, me and my girlfriend, we eat a lot of dairy. Dairy seems to be quite an expensive luxury here compared to the UK. So yeah, you're probably spending the same, if not a little bit more here. But maybe it just means I haven't figured out the best shops yet. But anyway, is it perfect? No. Again, things move slow, which for some people who are ambitious, that probably doesn't quite work. But it's far from home sometimes. And yeah, for me, like, I need to learn the language a bit more to adapt over time. But despite all that, I've slept better, I spent less, and I felt more at peace than I have in years. And so, yeah, I mean, coming back to costs. So rent, £520 per month with all the bills included. But to be honest with you, me and my girlfriend, we split that, so technically halve it. So what's that, about £560, sorry, £260 per month each. And then, yeah, you got food, supplies. So for one person, you're probably looking at about £25 per month. What's that, about $30-ish USD for the Americans out there. Tea and coffee, again, £1, £1.30. Oh, sorry, $1.30. Eating out, again, roughly £4 to £5 a meal. $6 to $7, $8 a meal. SIM card here, for like a decent one, you got something called A1. So that they give you 20 gig of data for 2 weeks. So I suppose over the month you get 40 gigs for, it's about £12 per month, $15 per month. And then, yeah, of course you need travel insurance. So we spend £300 per year. So if you were to kind of work that out on a monthly basis, that would be what, maybe roughly £25 per month. So you call it $30 per month USD. And then flights, it's really cheap to get here, which I think is something that people don't think about when they go to live in other countries. Like if they're planning to go to Asia or whatever, the cost is much more. Here we got a round trip, so to here and then back to the UK to then go back later on. Round trip for each person, about £240. So if you were to break that down over the 3 months of staying here, if you want to work it out monthly, yeah, about £80 on average. So yeah, it's roughly, if you add it all up, you're looking at around £800 per month, roughly. Obviously you can spend more if you eat out more. But yeah, £800 per month per, well, yeah, if you're coming out by yourself. If you're coming out with someone else, like a girlfriend or partner, then obviously the rent is less. So for me, that'd be yeah, about £200 cheaper. So I'd be looking at more about £550 to £600 per month, which is ridiculous, isn't it? Compared to the UK, if you were to rent a flat or whatever. So yeah, and this is my full life. I'm not cutting corners. I'm living pretty much almost the same as I would live in the UK, but at a much more affordable price. With the UK, that £600 to £800 a month would barely even cover rent. Well, it wouldn't at all. Like even before the bills and all that, it just wouldn't. Here, it covers everything. But you know, money still matters. But your environment, that decides how far it actually goes. So what does it feel like to be free? Or how does it feel to be free? In one word, clear. Not just less stress, real clarity, mental space, like creative energy, room to think. I sleep better, I feel lighter, I wake up excited instead of anxious. It's not about doing less, it's about doing the right things in the right place. And I feel like I've really felt that here. Whereas back home, I work harder and I just felt like I stayed stuck. Here I work, well, the less, if not kind of more productively in that time, and everything moves forward. To me, that's freedom, not luxury, not escapism, just breathing again, you know, living. If anything I've said so far has made you pause and think, like if you're questioning what life actually looks like, then like the video, subscribe. I'm documenting a kind of reset that you could use as a template for yourself. And if you're curious what happens next, then stick around because I'm just getting started. And last thing that I'll say is if you're thinking about this and you're asked for my opinion, would I recommend it to everyone? No, I wouldn't. I would not recommend this for everyone, especially here in Skopje, North Macedonia. The reason is you give up a lot of comfort. A lot of people can't handle that. You know, again, you got friends and family that you don't have here. Yes, they're on the other line of WhatsApp or, you know, internet, you know, voice chat, but you're stuck here. Luckily, I have my girlfriend, so I have someone that I can kind of talk to. But if you're single, probably not so much here. So you give up comfort, you give up certainty, you give up control. But if you're stuck, if you're ambitious, and if you're willing to do whatever it takes, then yeah, come here. It's maybe this is a sign. You don't need to be rich to come here at all. Like other places like Dubai or Singapore, you don't need to have it all figured out here. You just need to decide that you're just done settling. This isn't about escape, it's about ownership. It's about building a life that finally feels like yours. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you're serious about building freedom, subscribe, because this is just chapter 1. And if you think this is time for you to leave the UK, then click on the video that's popped up to find out why Britain is failing hard-working people.